guys, what's up? Happy Saturday. In this video, I'm going to be answering more of your questions. I do this every Saturday. So just like in the other Q&A videos, I'm going to let YouTube filter your comments. So any comment that has a question that I have not answered already, I will answer that question in this video. But yeah, let's just get started. Interesting that as a minimalist, you own and collect paper books. Don't like ebooks, I'm guessing? So this is in one video where I talk about the books I'm currently reading, and I do have actual books here. Yeah, as a minimalist, I can use regular books, I can use ebooks. So for me, it's just a personal preference. I spend a lot of time on the computer editing videos, so if I can get away from the computer and read a book, I would prefer to do that. I do have lots of ebooks on my computer and on my phone. Kuba used to have a Kindle. I used to have a Kindle. Because I want to stay off of the computer when I can, I prefer to read an actual book. So that's what I'm doing right now. But just to clarify with this question, there always seems to be some confusion about what it means to be a minimalist. Minimalism isn't the same for everyone, so I can be a minimalist and have my house full of books. Like this could just be a library right now, and I can still be a minimalist. It's the same as like me having tattoos. You can be a minimalist and have tattoos if you value those things. So if I value having books in my life, I can be a minimalist and still have a huge collection of books, and that's totally not a problem. It just depends on what you value personally and what's important to you as a minimalist. So minimalism does not mean that you have to live without everything and you can only have one of each item. You can't have many clothes, you can only have like one pair of shoes. That's not what minimalism is. It's different for every single person, and it really just depends on what do you value in your life, what do you want to spend your money on. That'll just help you declutter your life, declutter your relationships, and just make your life more simple. So for me having books like this, that doesn't mean I'm not a minimalist because I have some books. It just means that I'm a minimalist who likes to read books. These questions come up all the time about like how minimalist are we? If I get more clothes, I'm suddenly not a minimalist anymore. Minimalism has nothing to do with like how many things you have. You can have a house, 2 cars, 5 kids, and you can still be a minimalist. Or you can live like someone like Rob Greenfield, if you're familiar with him. He can also be considered a minimalist with his lifestyle, but we don't all have to live the same life. Any type of book will work for a minimalist lifestyle, just depends on what you want. And one thing that is confusing about minimalism and like minimalist police on YouTube is that it isn't a competition. So if one minimalist has 3 pairs of shoes and one only has 1 pair, it's not like the person with more shoes is less of a minimalist. It doesn't matter. But again, it's not that we all have to be working towards this goal where we only have 1 of every item and that we can live out of a backpack and not own anything. There's plenty of minimalists who don't want to go to that extreme, and it's totally fine. You know, you just keep in your life what you value and you get rid of the stuff that you don't value. So it's going to be different for everyone. How long do those bars last before they have to be eaten up? Would like to attempt my own version. Angela is asking me about the no-bake trail mix bars. I honestly don't know how long they will last. We just keep them in the fridge, and we tend to eat them within 3 days, but nothing in the bars is gonna go bad. It's like peanut butter jam, oats, nuts. It just depends on how you store them. I would definitely keep them in the fridge. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend keeping them for like 2 months or something like that, but I really don't know how many days they would last. We always eat them quickly. Oh, it's about our van getting repaired. Can you rent a car in the meantime? And how about bicycles? Yeah, I think those are the only questions in there. Yeah, the van is still in the shop right now. We could rent a car, but I feel like it's not really necessary because we can still walk to the nearest village and we can take buses into the nearest city if we need to. But we still don't know how long the van is going to be like out of commission. So as far as getting bicycles... Hi, Aika. Aika, do you want to sit on me? We do want to get bicycles in the spring, but right now, it really just depends on how long the van's going to be like out of commission. But we're still planning on getting bicycles even if the van is totally fine and we end up keeping the van. So someone's asking me, how did you enjoy Fat Thursday Donut Run? I have no idea what that is referring to. What is Fat Thursday? Let me Google that. Oh, it's a holiday in Poland. It's a traditional Christian feast marking the last Thursday before Lent. I had no idea. Something to do with Ash Wednesday. And Google is showing me a bunch of photos of donuts. These are ponchki. What is Fat Thursday? Yeah, apparently we missed that one. I adjusted the camera so we can include Aika in the shot, so she's just relaxing right now. Now you built the house. You are going to live in there. How long do you intend to live in Poland? This guy is an amazing builder. Great. I've answered this question before, but I'll answer it again. We don't know how long we're going to stay here. We might be based in this tiny house for 5 years or so, but we're not really sure. Are we going to see the light you got? Yes, you can see that in the video titled... You've probably seen a video like this before. I show the new softbox light that we have. It's really nice. Hi Lisa, what was that meal that you had with the pita bread? This is on our dinner routine video. That was one pot cabbage pasta. When you're watching a video, if something pops up in the upper right-hand corner, it's this little eye icon, that means that I have inserted a link to an appropriate video. So like, let's say in this video about our dinner routine, when I show that one pot pasta in the upper right-hand corner, if you click on that, you will get the recipe for the food that's shown on the screen. So please make sure you check out all of the cards I've put into the videos, because I can link up to 5 videos in each video. So if you click on that, you will see all of the other videos that I'm linking you to as a reference. So often I do that if I'm showing another recipe in the video, or for eating something, I will link to the video showing you how to make that thing. So just pay attention to those cards. Oh, here you go. It's a little long comment here. Do you ever consider eating even more local and seasonal? For example, get rid of bananas from the diet because they are bad for environment? I'm trying myself, but it's so hard. So yeah, the bananas are a hot topic with our diet. It's one of the few fruits that we eat that aren't grown in Poland right now. The majority of our stuff is local from Poland. So if we have bananas with breakfast, I really don't see a problem with that. So I don't want to give up bananas right now. Maybe we will in the future, but right now I'm going to keep buying them. Aww. And so if we do eat bananas, I don't think that negates all of the other stuff we're doing. So I'm just trying to take it like one step at a time. It's not like there's one right way to live to be environmentally conscious. We're already vegan, we're minimizing our waste, we're reducing the amount of plastic we use, we create next to no rubbish, we're eating fairly locally. I mean, I feel like we're doing pretty well, so if we are eating bananas, that's just how it is right now. So someone's asking, what about tofu on a high-carb, low-fat diet? Yeah, you can totally eat tofu. This is a question that you could just Google, because you will get more information on that if you Google it. But you can definitely eat tofu. Tofu's delicious, healthy. If you like it, go ahead, eat it. Ika, am I boring you with these questions? She's probably wondering who I'm talking to. Someone's asking me, have you made any sushi lately in your new home? No, we haven't made any sushi lately. I do miss sushi, but we can't find nori and tofu without plastic. So we're just gonna hold off on that for now. There's also no Asian shops here. Do you use a vegan deodorant? Can you recommend some healthy alternative to traditional deodorants in the market? I don't use deodorant right now. We were using a salt deodorant, which I can link in the video description. It's just a piece of salt. That's it. That works pretty well. So we just kind of drifted away from the deodorant. We don't need to use it, so we just haven't been using it right now. But the salt deodorant works well. You just have to get it wet and then put it on. Let it dry. Is there a bathroom in your small house? Of course there is. It's right here. We've done bathroom tour videos, or at least one video is about the bathroom tour. In the summer we had an outside bathroom, and then this spring and summer we are building another structure with a bathroom, shower, kitchen type thing. You'll see that later. Oh, someone's mad that Aika's vegan. They say dogs can survive on a vegan diet, but will they thrive in a long term? No. What you're doing to your dog is cruel, selfish, extreme. Sorry, but plain ignorance. Well, actually, it's ignorant to think that dogs cannot thrive on a vegan diet. In the last Q&A, when I talked about how Aika is vegan, I actually posted links in the video description. So if you want to read more about that, you can find out that dogs definitely can thrive on a vegan diet. If you just do a simple Google search, can dogs be vegan? You have the answer right there, so you don't have to dig for the answer. I would say it's now becoming normal that people understand that dogs can be vegan. But this type of response is similar to even people being vegan. There are plenty of people who don't believe that like someone like me can thrive on this type of diet, even though I've been vegan since 2008. There's plenty of unbiased studies out there that show dogs can thrive, and long-term studies as well. So again, Google it and check the video description for resources if you are curious. And honestly, if you're not curious, I don't care either. If you have a dog and you don't want to feed them vegan, fine. I don't care. But Aika, she's going to be vegan, and she's our dog. Oh, someone's yelling at me because I said I was an atheist in one video, and they're saying, do you really believe there is no God? And going on and on about Jesus and some other stuff. I really believe there is no God, so I'm not religious at all, and I've always been that way. Lisa, you seem really well versed in the cooking arena. Did you learn from someone like family and friends, or did you just figure it out along the way? Yeah, so I've been cooking since I was a teenager. I learned a lot from my mom. She cooked a lot at home. So besides that, I did work in several baking and pastry jobs. I don't even know how many I've had through the years. It was just a gradual process of working my way up. My final pastry job was in California. I had jumped around a lot there and in Georgia. Those are where I worked in pastry. All different types of baking jobs, but in the end it was primarily fine dining. I did want to go to culinary school for a brief moment, and that was one of the reasons why I got into baking in the first place. Because in order to apply for culinary school, you have to have worked in like a baking job for 6 months to a year. I don't really remember exactly. So I had to get real experience just to apply for school. So me getting that real experience working in a bakery and in these other baking jobs, I felt like I had enough experience to where I didn't need to go to school. So I was only in the culinary school for about a month, and then I quit because I was already working full-time doing pastry. I was hired as the pastry chef in several restaurants, and so I just jumped around a few times trying to find the right fit. But ultimately, I didn't want to do that anymore, so I just quit. Yeah, and then eventually left the States. That's a long story, but yeah, originally learned from my mom, and then all of the baking experience I have, that just came from me working in all of these different types of jobs. For most of that time in my baking career, I was working several jobs at once, so I would be working one during the day and then one at night. It was a struggle for me, I wasn't sleeping much. It was important to me to keep pushing myself so hard to learn all of these things. And so I feel like I learned a lot about pastry in a short amount of time just because I was super motivated to work hard. And I put sleep at the bottom of my priority list, which looking back now, that was a stupid idea. And I also put money at the top of my priority list, which, wrong idea. And that's one of the reasons why I quit my job in the end, is that I kept jumping around because I wanted more and more money and I wanted a higher salary. And really, I should have just stayed at the place that I liked the most instead of just constantly reaching for more, because now I know that the salary isn't important to me. I'd rather just be happy with where I'm working. It was definitely a learning experience, and now I know what I actually value in life and with my time. But I'm still grateful for that experience and for everything I've learned. So that's why I know a bit about cooking and baking. Do you know what breed or mix Aika is? No, we don't. Maybe we will do a doggy DNA test someday? Yeah, I have no idea because we adopted her from the shelter and they have no idea either. She's falling asleep on me. So cute. Yeah, I have no idea. Someone says, oh no, why is your puppy on a diet? Is she okay? She's on a diet because she's fat. So the vet recommended we put her on a diet. So she lost a kilo of weight recently. I don't know how many pounds that is, but yeah, she lost weight recently. So she is slowly slimming down. She's a little chunky right now, so that's why she's on a diet. Someone says, do you have a lawful binding agreement with your friend regarding living on his land? I mean, I feel like y'all don't really need to know what agreement we have with our friend, but we do have an agreement with our friend Bartik. We have it all sorted out. Nothing's gonna happen. He's not gonna kick us off or anything. If he gets married, he's not gonna kick us off his land. It's totally fine. So just don't worry about it. It'll be fine. I knew you worked at a bakery, but didn't know you studied at a university. What did you study there? So I have a degree in philosophy from the University of Georgia. My initial plan was to go to law school, but then when I started working at that bakery, I was like, no, baking's way more fun than law school. So then I just decided to skip additional schooling, and that set me down the path to become a pastry chef. Alright, so this will be the last question for today. Do you use dental floss or silk threads? What kind of toothpaste do you use? Is Kuba carving anything else out of the wood? Okay, so that's actually 3 questions. Right now, we use regular dental floss because we purchased this dental floss in Scotland. So once that runs out, we will look into an alternative. I don't want to use the silk because that isn't vegan, but I know the Vegan Kind supermarket does have a vegan floss listed, so I'm going to research that more and find a vegan, plastic-free alternative to floss. What kind of toothpaste do we use? We use EcoDent tooth powder. That does come in a plastic bottle, but that's what we like using right now. We have tried to make our own tooth powder in the past, but it doesn't work as well as this EcoDent stuff. And last question, is Kuba carving anything else out of the wood? Not at the moment. He hasn't carved anything else besides that spatula. So okay, that's it for all the questions today. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to ask more questions and I will get to them in next week's Q&A. Aww, I'm done with the Q&A. You can go back to sleeping now. No more shouting at the camera.